New developments in that deadly Easter terror attack. Authorities now identifying who's behind that massacre in Sri Lanka, striking churches and hotels as the death toll climbs. Nearly 300 people killed, more than 500 wounded, Americans among the dead. Now, the new warning from the U.S. Embassy, and was a warning ignored just days before the massacre. This as security steps up at churches back here at home.
Also this morning, new battles brewing over the Mueller report. Democrats debating whether to impeach the president as he both attacks and defends the report. The latest this morning.
Missing boy mystery. The 5-year-old reportedly last seen in his bed disappearing, his parents begging for his safe return. But now the new twist, why investigators are focusing on the family's home.
Trapped by trains. A 21-year-old is killed in a terrifying subway incident as new surveillance footage just released shows another woman getting stuck in a train door and dragged below. Thank goodness she survived.
Frightening close call. The zookeeper attacked by a 275-pound tiger.
The staff getting attacked by a tiger.
How her quick-thinking coworkers saved her life.
And the high-flying finale. Superstar gymnast Caitlin Ohashi flooring fans with this viral routine, leaving it all on the mat for her last performance, her mic drop moment, and where she may be headed next.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
We do say good morning again, and we want to get right to the latest on those deadly attacks. Just moments ago, authorities set off a controlled blast detonating a suspicious van. Multiple arrests were made overnight.
They have also named the group behind the massacre, which cast such a dark cloud over Easter Sunday. One image from the aftermath, that statue of Jesus spattered in blood from one of the targeted churches.
And this morning, security is being stepped up at churches back here at home, and the U.S. Embassy is issuing an alert as authorities warn more attacks could be possible in Sri Lanka.
This as the death toll climbs. At least 290 people were killed, including 2 Americans, and more than 500 injured. A domestic terror group is now being blamed. Our foreign correspondent, James Longman, is there on the scene, starting us off with the very latest. Good morning, James.
Good morning, Robin. I'm at St. Anthony's Church, which is where one of those suicide attackers struck. And just a few moments ago, as you were just saying, a massive blast went off just down the road behind me, about 150 yards. People here did not know that it was a controlled explosion, and they went screaming in panic. This is one of the 3 churches that has been hit, 3 international hotels. As you say, something like 300 people killed, over 500 injured, and we know among the dead there are American citizens. And this is as the government here admits they were warned about a possible attack.
The moment terror strikes, Sri Lanka's Easter weekend ripped apart by violence. Multiple suicide bombers targeting churches and hotels, leaving at least 290 people dead and more than 500 injured. Some of those killed too deformed to identify. Dozens of suspects are being held by police, but no claim of responsibility has so far emerged. The latest arrest, a driver thought to have transported the killers. There are now reports that 10 days prior to the attack, Sri Lanka's police chief issued an alert, warning that a radical Muslim group, National Tawhid Jamaat, or NTJ, was planning to carry out suicide attacks targeting prominent churches. As of this morning, at least 2 Americans among the 30 foreigners killed in the attack, 9 foreigners still reported missing. The massacre unfolding early Sunday as worshippers arrived for Easter Mass. A total of 8 attacks, ripping through churches and luxury hotels favoured by Western tourists, where special Easter breakfasts were being served. The first of 4 blasts coming shortly after 8:45 on Easter Sunday morning. Overnight, we spoke with Aukshot Saraf, who was staying on the 25th floor of the Shangri-La with his family.
Even on the 25th floor, the room was shaking and it was very, very loud. We were just seeing a lot of injured people.
At St. Sebastian Church, parishioners were seen draped over the pews, scrambling to help one another through the glass and debris, while at St. Anthony's Shrine, a blood-stained statue of Jesus, a bleak reminder of what the day was meant to bring. Minutes later, more carnage, including an explosion at the Cinnamon Grand Hotel. A manager there telling the Agence France-Presse one of the bombers waited patiently in line at a breakfast buffet before setting off a device. Hours later, more detonations. including one during a police raid at a guest house where 3 officers were killed. And at nightfall, a 6-foot-long IED discovered near the country's busiest airport. That device detonated by police. Sri Lanka's defense minister says most of the blasts were coordinated by suspected suicide bombers to create murder, mayhem and anarchy. Immediately after the attack, the Sri Lankan government temporarily blocking social media, including Facebook and WhatsApp, apparently to stop the spread of misinformation.
Now, the government has blamed a little-known local terror group called National Tawhid Jamaah, although they have not yet claimed responsibility. The government has said that they must have had help from an international network because such was the level of sophistication of this attack. Still, not very many answers here, but plenty of confusion. Cecilia?
So much devastation. Okay, James, thank you. Back here at home at churches around the country, we're seeing increased security, a direct response to those attacks in Sri Lanka. Our chief national affairs correspondent, Tom Yamas, is at St. Patrick's Cathedral here in New York City with the details. Good morning, Tom.
Cecilia, good morning to you. There is no mistaking the security presence outside of landmarks like St. Patrick's Cathedral right here in Midtown Manhattan. Just behind me, you can see the marked police cruiser. There are police officers right at the entrances. And this as yesterday, parishioners came here to St. Patrick's on Easter Sunday following those terror attacks in Sri Lanka and saw NYPD officers in full tactical gear, their arms on their weapons. Police here making sure they were taking no chances because in Sri Lanka, both Christians and tourists were targeted. And just last week, you'll remember a man tried to get into St. Patrick's with 2 gas canisters and lighter fluid. Police telling us they believe that man was likely emotionally disturbed. Now, as far as the attacks in Sri Lanka are concerned, U.S. authorities tell us there is no credible security threat in the U.S. right now. But police both in New York and Los Angeles have stepped up patrols, and we know that police officers have been briefed on those terror bombings, Cecilia.
We can see those officers right there behind you, Tom. This enhanced security that you're seeing there, not just for the Easter weekend?
That's right, Cecilia. Both police at the local, the state, and the federal level have all been briefed on this. And you have to remember, we are still in an ongoing holiday religious ceremony season right now. Passover is still ongoing. Ramadan starts in May. And we're told terrorists target these gatherings because of the large number of people, but also because of the symbolism. Police always say, we always remember, if you see something, say something. Cecilia?
A good reminder. Okay, Tom Yamas, thank you.
Sign of the times. Security at churches all across the country. We're going to move on now to the White House, where President Trump is both attacking the Mueller report and claiming it exonerates him, as Democrats debate whether to impeach the president based on the evidence of obstruction of justice compiled by the special counsel. ABC senior national correspondent Terry Moran has all the latest. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, George. Well, President Trump is fighting back against this talk of impeachment. First, because he argues there are no grounds for it, despite what's in the Mueller report. And second, it seems because he senses it's politically advantageous for him, with polls showing that even among Democrats, support for impeachment is waning and Democratic Party leaders starting to back away from the issue.
Happy Easter, everybody. Have a good day. A lot of great things happening for our country.
President Trump was all smiles with his wife Melania and daughter Tiffany on their way to Easter services in Florida, but he returned to Washington overnight with the threat of impeachment on his mind. Writing on Twitter, how do you impeach a Republican president for a crime that was committed by the Democrats? That's a reference to Trump's claim that the initiation of the Russia investigation itself was a crime. His tweet was the latest in a string of more than a dozen this weekend, the president fuming about the Mueller report. The special counsel found no evidence of conspiracy between Russia and the Trump campaign, but his report does detail 11 instances when the president may have obstructed justice, and it does not exonerate the president on that issue, though Attorney General Barr decided the evidence was insufficient to charge Trump with a crime. Some of the president's Democratic challengers are now calling for impeachment proceedings to begin.
This is about principle, and that's why I've asked the House to start impeachment proceedings.
I'm pretty sure he deserves to be impeached, but Congress will have to figure out procedurally what to do.
I think it would be perfectly reasonable for Congress to open up those proceedings.
But Democratic congressional leaders are following House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's more cautious approach, pushing to see the full unredacted report and for testimony from Special Counsel Mueller.
If proven, some of this would be impeachable, yes.
Meanwhile, this stunning defense from the president's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, on the Trump campaign's eagerness to get dirt on Hillary Clinton from the Kremlin.
Any candidate in the whole world, in America, would take information negative
from a foreign source? From a hostile foreign source?
Who says it's even illegal? There's nothing wrong with taking information from Russians.
Nothing wrong. Well, today, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi will hold a conference call with Democratic members of the House to see if they can map out the next steps for Democrats on the Mueller report. George?
Terry Moran, thank you. And some breaking political news this morning. The 19th Democrat has just joined the race for the White House. Massachusetts Representative Seth Moulton is the 4th member of Congress in the race. He also completed 4 tours of duty in Iraq. And just moments ago, he drew a sharp contrast with the current frontrunner, Bernie Sanders.
I'm not a socialist, I'm a Democrat. And I want to make that clear. And maybe that's a differentiator for me in this race.
And we'll have more of my interview with Seth Moulton in our next hour.
We'll see what he has to say. Thank you, George. Now to the urgent search for a missing 5-year-old boy from Chicago. According to his parents, the boy disappeared from his bed on Wednesday night. But now police have shifted the investigation to the family's home. Paula Ferris is here with those details for us. Good morning, Paula.
Good morning, Robin. Good morning, everyone. Authorities are now calling the family's home a crime scene as search dogs only picked up the missing boy's scent inside the residence.
The mother of this missing 5-year-old emotional, pleading for her son's safe return.
I just want my kids. That's all that's my life. They're my kids.
According to his parents, AJ Friend was last seen at around 9 o'clock Wednesday night when he went to bed at their home in this Chicago suburb. The next morning, they say he was gone.
AJ, please come home. We love you very much.
A frantic search ensued. Over the weekend, canines were dispatched to search the neighborhood. Authorities even scanning nearby Crystal Lake using sonar. But Illinois police and the FBI now say they do not believe AJ was abducted or ran away. And they're now calling this home a crime scene. The boy's father telling ABC's Chicago station WLS they have no idea where their son is.
I have no control over what people think. I just want my son to come home, okay?
AJ's parents have previously been investigated for neglect by the state's Department of Children and Family Services. As an infant, AJ was taken into protective custody and put into foster care for a year and a half before being returned to his parents in 2015. The attorney for AJ's mother says she stopped talking to police.
I realized that the police considered her to be a suspect. I advised Min Cunningham to remain silent at that point.
Meantime, AJ's father insisting he is still cooperating with authorities.
I spent hours with them yesterday.
Now, AJ does have a younger brother who has now been taken into protective custody by the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services. The mom, she's 7 months pregnant per her lawyer. She's going to do anything to find AJ. She willingly submitted to a complete body search over the weekend, maintains her innocence, but neither parent has been named a formal suspect yet.
All right. Thank you, Paula.
Okay, we're going to move on now. There are new concerns this morning about Boeing jets, this time involving the 787 Dreamliner. A New York Times report digs into claims about production at one of its plants. The stock is under pressure right now, and ABC's chief transportation correspondent David Curley is tracking the fallout. Good morning, David.
Morning, George. Boeing reports earnings tomorrow, but the New York Times raising serious quality concerns about its relatively new plant in South Carolina. This morning, the New York Times, in its reporting, claiming that speed of production appears to be valued more than quality at Boeing's South Carolina plant. As a result, the Times reports that culture led to faulty parts being installed in planes, tool and metal shavings left inside jets near electrical systems, and a loose bolt in an engine during one test flight without passengers. A Boeing technician is so concerned about production, he told the Times, quote, "I've told my wife that I never plan to fly on it."
We heard about a ladder in a tail of a plane that likewise had gone up for a test flight. Another safety risk. We heard about chewing gum being found holding together the trim of a door in a plane that was being prepared for delivery. Again, that is an allegation that's being investigated by the FAA.
The Times raises the question whether this report, along with the issues with the 737 MAX, which is still grounded after 2 crashes, suggests Boeing is trying to produce too many aircraft too quickly. Boeing was quick to respond, the head of the South Carolina plant calling the allegations of poor quality, quote, especially offensive. Quality is the bedrock of who we are. The 787 was grounded for a time when it first entered service, and there were 2 serious battery fires in the cargo holds. But the wide body is considered a safe jetliner, and there has never been a crash of a Dreamliner. Boeing says it invited the New York Times to come to the South Carolina plant and take a look. It says, the company, that the Times declined that offer, George.
So Boeing is pushing back, David, but there have been questions raised about this production facility before.
There have been, and that's why Boeing says these are old stories and rumors that have been put to rest in the past. Now, this is a non-union shop in South Carolina. Most of Boeing's other plants are union. That's caused some friction within the company. George?
David Curley, thanks very much, Cecilia.
Okay, George, we're going to turn now to those new developments in that high-profile murder case in Indiana. 2 teenage girls killed in the woods, but a suspect was never found. Now today, police are planning on announcing a, quote, new direction in the investigation. ABC's Alex Perez is on the scene there in Delphi, Indiana with the latest. Good morning, Alex.
Hey, good morning, Cecilia. This trail was one of the last places those girls were seen alive. This case has puzzled this community, and they are ready for some answers. Now, it was back in February of 2017 when 13-year-old Abby Williams and her 14-year-old friend Libby German were found murdered near a hiking trail they had earlier visited here in Delphi. Now, Libby may have been trying to help police. On her phone, investigators found a photo of a man they believe could be their killer. Authorities were able to develop this sketch, and Libby also recorded her attacker's voice. Police at the time released this chilling short clip. Now, since then, police have investigated thousands of tips, but so far, no arrests have been made. Cecilia?
Yeah, Alex, and investigators are now saying that there's this new direction in the case. Any idea what they're planning to announce today?
Yeah, Cecilia, that's the question so many people here would like to have answered, but investigators at this point are remaining extremely tight-lipped about all this. Authorities have planned a press conference for early this afternoon, and everyone here is hoping at that time we're going to learn more about where the investigation stands right now. Cecilia?
A lot of questions. Okay, Alex Perez, thank you.
Anxious to hear what they're going to say. We're going to turn now to that incredible final performance on the mat from one of our favorite gymnasts, UCLA megastar Caitlin Ohashi, bringing back her viral routine, wowing fans one last time as a college senior prepares to graduate. She capped it off with a final mic drop, scoring a 9.95, her team earning 3rd place at the NCAA championship. She's the best. She told the LA Times it's not about the winning. It's not about the 1st place. It's about going out with no regrets, and that's exactly what we did. Got support from one of her biggest fans, fellow gymnast Simone Biles, who tweeted, "I'm not crying, you're crying." Proud of your double trouble. What a legend. She's retiring from gymnastics, wants to write a book, be on Dancing with the Stars. She and Miss Val, her legendary coach, were here earlier this year. Her book of poetry already, anything that she does.
She's got so much power, so much personality.
Absolutely.
We have a lot of other stories we're covering this morning, including this terrifying close call on a subway. This woman lucky to be alive after her hand got stuck in the door.
And take a look. That is a zoo employee moments before she was attacked by a 275-pound tiger. How her quick-thinking coworkers saved her, but now let's go over to Ginger. Hey, Ginger.
Hey there. This picture's coming out of Flagler, Colorado is where I want to start you, because these images are of hail. That is not snow in Colorado, but the springtime thunderstorms creating hail. And then also really strong thunderstorms, some microbursts that we're seeing in those rain shafts. We'll have more severe weather, mostly Texas, throughout this week. Your local weather in 30 seconds. First, though, the Select Cities, sponsored by Capital One.
Building a better bank starts with looking at something old and saying, really? So Capital One is building something completely new. Capital One Cafes. Inviting places with people here to help you, not sell you. And savings and checking accounts with no fees or minimums, because that's how it should be. You can open one from right here or anywhere in 5 minutes. Seriously, 5 minutes. This is Banking Reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Well, happy Earth Day and Easter Monday. Temperatures starting out on the cool side, so grab the jacket. You're going to need it heading out the door, but probably short sleeves. We're going to be sporting it with sunshine coming our way for the afternoon. Like yesterday, we'll see highs today in the lower and mid 70s. Now for tomorrow, we'll hit 81 degrees, but look at your weekend, the end of the work week. That's our next best chance of rain. A 40% chance of some showers and storms on Friday, 69 Saturday, 72 degrees expected on Sunday. So pretty nice for the early part of the work week.
Hey, thanks for starting the new week with us. We'll be right back.
Bad hair day? Bless their ugly little hearts. Feeling judged?
Well, that's just hurtful.
No problem.
Let our freak flags fly!
On May 3rd, get crazy.